DJ House tem sound kind of special.
borusu kuona verio. Oji besa yo, lokoro borusu kuona verio. Angane meyo, oji borusu kuona verio. Angane meyo, lokoro borusu kuona verio. Angane meyo, duro tape makuria, wapa ya seba. Onana ayama lokoro mane sikuro mwa yepoza ne gripu ya mone u. Lokoro tolie borusu ku. Suku ogere yo, ama ya lokoro gete swado yidoro.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. We're going to do our best here again this evening. We said, welcome this week. We said, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We will do our best here to give you all of the informations and everything else. We will do our best. Thank you. Thank you for staying with us tonight. And thank you for tuning into LIBERIA Public Radio. We have a lot to uncover here tonight. A very, very busy night will be. Safety, folks. You know, your car by now, you should be able to have the ability to take care of your car by now. And you should also be able to know what happened to your car. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. Stay safe at all times so that we can all have fun as brothers and sisters. It's very important. It's very important. Okay. The starting of the program tonight is going to be a wonderful one. As usual, we're going to start with the President of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected, Dr. Weah. President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah, is right up there. Yes, you can see he's our president. But on all my video that I've been showing, one that I'll be showing here tonight is very interesting one. Let's go on. Dr. Weah, during the election, running a campaign and walking all in the mud of the Republic of Liberia on the highway, as they were called in Liberia, highway. And when it rains, I'm not too sure if you're going to call it highway or a birth bath. No, this is more than birth bath. Birth can't even go underneath. They just go there and shake their fellow and that's it. This is not birth bath. Highway and river or highway. How is that? When it's rainy, it's considered river or highway. Let's put it because no cars going nowhere. And so let's watch Dr. Weah during the election as he was going through all over the country campaigning. And this video continued to remind us the importance of people keeping their words as they want, trying to lead us. And so let's do that here before we go to our main topic here tonight. Let's go ahead. What's going on? Where is Dr. Weah? And yeah, right there. Let's
make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. We're going to junior that before.
No, I beg you.
I'll go eat. I'll go eat. Man, the German system will live over. I think it's finished. Salome said, not done. Just make sure you do that.
There you have it. And that was Dr. Weir during the election where he was walking in the mud of the Republic of Liberia during the election. Hopefully, those are some of the things I truly believe that form his inner core with respect to rural connection in Liberia. And I truly, truly believe that he trying his best to be successful. However, things sometimes don't go the way they plan. And so you have to have the mental capacity to be able to switch from one position to another. So I'm hoping the president will do that. But let's go on. Let's go on. Now, let me play you. After walking in the mud of the Republic of Liberia, highway, what I will call river, highway of river, or river or highway, whatever you want to call it, he's now going to recognize that he has an important job to do, and that is to connect Liberia. And so he continued to make the road connectivities in Liberia his focus point. And agriculture, of course. But here now, Dr. We are going to tell us about his role, that he really liked the road business, and that he also going to tell us. You remember when Dr. We are going to people singing, beating drum and things like that? This is not Toad Town. Please. He's telling the people, if I go places, I'm there to see. Don't be worshiping me. Don't be singing. Don't be thanking me. It is my responsibility. I'm paraphrasing, of course. It is my responsibility to do this. If anything, he says, I'm paraphrasing also, that Dr. Weir, should say thank to you, the Liberian people, for giving me the opportunity to do what I want to do for this country. Let's listen to that. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm not too far apart from that. Same thing to Liberian public. Let's go ahead and listen to that.
This is the right thing to do. Our country, it doesn't matter how many homes we got there, if no roads to connect, it's not completed. So I am happy with my road projects. From the capital to the hinterland, I will continue with my road projects. Anyone that will come after me will find something else to do. But I think that Liberia, being the first African republic, also needs a road network. And this is what we're doing. You don't need to thank me, that's my responsibility. I need to thank you for making me to serve the country. This is the right thing.
There you have it. This is the right thing to do. I am doing it for you, the Liberian people. And yeah, I got to lower my inside a little bit. Yeah, because I'm listening to myself as well. So I want to welcome all of you that have been listening to me. Say thank you very much. Let's go on. So here is the thing about this road business here. As you know, I am involved in road business here in real life. I don't just play one on TV. I am one in real life. But on a serious note, I'm going to play you a video now. Very short clip. This is a man who is investing all of his energy, pretty much, into the why am I not audible, folks? What's going on? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me out there? Because I think I can hear myself. Can you hear me out there? If I'm not, please let me know. Okay, yeah, I think I am. All right. Okay, we're just testing stuff. Okay. But anyway, this is where I feel bad for the president. Because here are the people he asked. And people, those of the folks that are working in road connecting business in Liberia, by this time should be able to understand that the president truly cares to connect roads in Liberia. However, he's not an engineer. He's not a construction person. I don't even know if Dr. Weah know how to hold hammer. One of these days, if I'm get close to him, I'll tell the president, you know how to hold hammer? I will ask him. But on a very serious note, he trusts people to do these things. So quite recently, video that I have viewed more than 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So quite recently, I was just viewing this same video, and I stumbled on this one particular part of the video, where the people were in the middle of finishing a project, road project, and realized that the light poles are in their way. These are people that are supposed to be responsible, because as I explained to you the last time, in order to get to that stage, because in construction you have stages, okay, and I'm not going to go through all of the stages here because I'm not there. I don't know exactly which way they're going, which way, whether it's up or down it's down, I don't know. But by the time you get to the point where utilities have to be the hindrance of the project, and you have to stop your project, that can, not that it doesn't happen, but it only happens when people who are working on the design fails to recognize or to identify certain utilities on the job site. And therefore you find some of these people, sometimes if you're lucky, if you're not an engineer or the construction person, you won't come across this as often. But sometimes you're lucky, you go somewhere on the construction site and you see everybody standing around. And they're all concerned. Perhaps they have hit a gas line that was not identified during the design process. Or they have hit some sort of electrical wire that if they go any further and break it, it's going to shut down the entire neighborhood. Because someone fails to identify the utility in that area. Those kinds of things that I just point out to you, those are underground. Most of the time will be underground. But above ground utility and not be able to identify it as a conflict of the project, then you guys are not serious. You're not serious. You can't, don't come to total and can't say you put in road in total because I will deal with you. How you will do road in Monrovia on a very serious note, folks? And you can't identify above ground utility light poles, and you're telling the president light pole in our way. Are you kidding me? Millions of dollars being paid. Now watch this video. Don't laugh. It's a very serious business. The president is so concerned he's going to ask, so the light pole in the way. Watch this. It's a very short. I just clipped that particular part so you will hear the president asking question. So the light pole in a way, because he expecting this thing to be finished in 2 months. Then he said, so the light, and then the minister, I'm hoping, I got the minister number now, I'm going to call him. I'm hoping one of these days he will accept my invitation and come up here and let's have a discussion. And the president said, yeah, the light pole in a way. I mean, the minister, yeah, the light pole. Listen to this, folks. Don't laugh. It's a very serious business. This too is Liberia. Okay? Where's my stuff? All the big more American, I even put it up. What kind of business here? Samson told bro, folks, it's no big deal. No, but on a very serious note, it was very disturbing. It was very disturbing. Let's see. That's not this. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, that's Alfonso Soul. I don't need to put Alfonso picture up. That's not Alfonso picture up. That's not it. Let me see if I can pull it up very quickly, folks. If you notice that I'm in trouble. If I start calling Alfonso knee and things like that, then you know I'm in trouble. But anyway, we'll get it. We'll get it. But this is a very serious business. If you're going to go 3 months before completion, and you're telling the president, you're telling the president that LIPO in your way, and the president asking, so the LIPO in your way, then you have a serious problem. Folks, Let me now play this video for you. It's like maybe less than 5-second video, but I want you to listen to the president concerned question. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio.
Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Was level in the way? Yeah. Things like that.
Ask you a question, with a very big concern. So the LIPO in a way, because he as much as he's not an engineer, he expects these people to have those kinds of things taken care of. Yeah. So the LIPO in a way. And the minister is saying yes. I'm not too sure why I'm low still, but we're doing our best here. So anyway, can you hear me now? I hope I'm audible at this time. Okay, am I still low, folks? Okay, I hope you can hear me. But anyway, so the president is asking question, is the LIPO in a way. All right, folks, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I told you I'd just do that here this evening, and now let me go to my main topic here this evening. It's the topic that I have here for you tonight is about the brewing conflict. If we're not careful, these kinds of stuff, they don't end well. Here is the lady, Cochran went home, jubilating. People were welcoming her. And then people started asking questions. What's going on here? People like, we thought she was indicted some time ago. As the indictment being canceled, or as he being vindicated, or what? I mean, found out guilty. Have you guys, what's going on? So the Minister of Justice said, I don't know if indictment being dropped or what have you. So the Minister of Justice have no clue. However, according to report, the Solicitor General, Cyprus, had asked the court, according to the story, to drop charges. Not necessarily dropping charges, but according to him, there was no reason to continue. And so the court said, well, you the government, and I'm just paraphrasing everything now. You the government, if you brought a case here, but if you think you don't have anything, you want to drop the case, who am I to say no? So they drop charges, I suppose. And so the president, according to the story, according to other stories, that the president has been in touch with this lady and encouraged her to come home. And apparently she must have expressed concern about pending charges. And so here goes, the charges were dropped. But then the Justice Minister said, I have no clue. This is the interesting part about that. The Justice Minister, for me, I've always considered Musa Dean to be like somebody who is there, Dr. Weah is keeping there for some sort of respect from the international community, for people to know that he has some capable people in there. So he's there. But I'm not too sure if many sedition appreciate that. They most likely don't want him around. And so the interesting thing was that he didn't know that these charges were dropped. So the Solicitor General said he's going to go ahead and look into it. All right. So the serious problem is this. This thing is going. If the president, according to the little story that I got today, the president is going to be inviting these two gentlemen, Mossadegh and Cyprus, to come and have these things resolved. So let's go a little bit. You know the story where Cochrane took some money from. First, she was employed by the Ellen Salif government to be the director of the Liberian Airport Authority, Liberia Airport Authority. While she was there, according to the story, she took some money and sent it to different accounts here in the United States. When contacted, according to the story, she explained that she brought this money, did that in order for her to hire people to do certain work, or they have done certain work. But according to a report also, there was no evidence that these people have done this kinds of work that she says they've done. So Eliha and Salif government decided we're going to press charges. This is just not right. So the press charge, and we all covered the story. I was involved myself, not necessarily literally involved, but I've been in covering the story. So I believe LPR even invited Dan here on our show sometime. I think there was some conversation and what have you. And they decided instead of going, it was another gentleman, Johnson, I think his name was, instead of going to answer whatever charges that is being brought against them by the government, they decided to challenge the whole thing through public opinion. And there was some set of information trying to seek their extradition and all that kind of stuff. Nothing happened. So Ellie now no longer in government. Ellie government is no longer there. Dr. Weah and his people are in there. So the information now that they decided to drop the charges, the Solicitor General dropped the charges and what have you. So now she found somebody told her there's no more charges here, you can't come home. So she went home, apparently getting ready to get another position. And apparently, you know how they say, old fire coal quit to catch, old fire coal ain't not take long before it catch up. So before you look, the media and the social media went here because her entrance into Liberia was not easy either. You know, I'm not too sure what was the reason of that. You have this issue with the Liberian former government of the Republic of Liberia, under Ellie's government. You have issue. Now you're going by, but instead of going quietly, she decided to publicize her entrance to Monrovia. I'm not too sure who were advising her on this, and it triggered the social media. It triggered the media to ask more questions, and now the Justice Minister, who is in charge of all of the law enforcement with respect to the executive in Liberia, said, I have no clue. And when he said that, then people started digging more, and they come to find out they have this document from the court where the case has been dropped, and on the request of the Solicitor General, according to the story. So we ourselves decided to dig a little bit more into it. So one of the things that I gave to Cyprus is that anybody, if you have your number, you call him, he will answer. I respect that of him. I truly respect that of him. So I placed a call today and say, Counselor, I'm going to be doing a show later on this evening. And the show is going to be about this lady, Cochrane, and you and the Justice Ministry. Oh my goodness, like I put gasoline on a fire, he went off. I'm not going to say all the language that was used. Yo, we have got serious problem. Yeah, somebody abusing children. I'm laughing. These are not funny things. These are grown men that are responsible for the functioning of the government of the Republic of Liberia, to make sure the government doesn't fail. These are people in responsible position. But anyway, he went off and used some colorful language to describe some situation, what have you. But then when I calmed him down, I didn't, you know me, I don't press issues. So when he started going, I said, okay, Counselor, let's do one thing here first. And I think that was wrong of me, but I'm an older person, I'm an older gentleman, I don't like confusion. So I try to be peacemaker all the time. Well, I don't care what situation it is. I want to be the person to be able to make peace. Because I find that my question got him a little bit upset, and he was hot. So I wanted to cool the situation down. Not from my end. He wasn't upset with me, but he was upset with, and I'll go through that. So I decided to calm the situation. So I said, Counselor, let me remove myself from a journalistic point right now and consider myself a Liberian. He said, okay, Mr. Toe, let me hear it. So I said, those of you young people, and this is a true statement, and I do seriously consider most of the young people that are working over there. I said, most of you young people that are working in these high power positions, you people are considered almost like a founding fathers, because whatever thing you do, whatever structure you put down that is good for the country, that structure will last for a long time. And young people that are coming after you will be able to build on that structure if it's fine. So I think you guys, you need to find me. I'm not even asking journalist questions anymore. And I put my journalist behind one side. I sound saying from toe down. Don't like confusion. I want settle things. So I said, you guys need to find reason to have this situation between you and the Justice Minister resolved as soon as possible. He said, yeah, good, Mr. Toe, good thing that he came, calm down. He ready to talk now. But there was some description. I'm not about ready to divulge that here. That I was not too comfortable with it. But those comments was made when I took myself from the journalistic suit, so to speak. I was now a peacemaker from Toll Town. So I cannot, and I will not hold him to that and repeat those things on my radio here tonight. I'm not going to do that. But if I were to stay in my journalistic suit and ask you a question, then I can report to you. But other than that, I'm not going to do that. But there was some colorful language that was used. And I think we got to be very careful. We have to be very careful. Because it doesn't take much. He was truly upset. And let me go on now to explain to you some of the explanation he gave. And I thought it makes sense. But at the end, I asked him if he and I going to have a conversation, if he agreed to have a conversation here with me on Saturday. So he said, fine, we'll do so, because I thought tonight was good. By the time I contacted me, I knew it was going to be late. So he said, fine. So I'm hoping to press the issue to have him on here by Saturday. But this is the explanation he gave. He said, Mr. Toe, in this thing here, in this government business, of course, he tooted his own horn. I'm international. I am internationally recognized as a good lawyer. I practice law all over internationally, so people recognize. I say, yes, I know that. So I have no reason not to obey or disrespect authority. I say, I understand that, sir. So he said, this is the explanation of why this thing was a mix-up deal. He said, here in the country, in Liberia, I'm the Solicitor General, and I'm in charge of all of the Solicitor General all over the country. The minister is not. He's the minister. I get report. He said, we have terms. Each of those terms, wherever I collect report from all over the country, from different Solicitor General. He said, "What?" He said, "Where you come from?" I said, from Totown, Grand Gita County. He said, oh, he recognized immediately Totown don't have no courthouse. Oh my God. Yeah, sometimes I'm amazed myself. He recognized right away Totown don't have no courthouse. So the next thing he did, he didn't want to put me to Zredru. So he put me to Zletown. And named the Solicitor General. I don't know who else Solicitor General in that area. So he started naming all of those people, from county to county. He said these people compile all their reports and they give them to me. Then I put all of them together with all cases, whether dismissed cases, new cases, old cases, and things like that. Then we compile them in a booklet form that we then pass on to the minister, who would then review and decide which one he wants to address and decide which one he doesn't want to address. Apparently, instead of the minister waiting until he said the term for the report is coming up February, in fact, and I believe that because I have a case in Zredru, and the court section will not be open until February. I think starting February 10th. Because I have a case over there. I'm waiting for the case to start. I might be in Zredru practicing my own law, Totown law, that is. Oh, Your Honor, cyber. Oh, Your Honor, Mr. Toll, what are you talking about? Are you a lawyer? I think so. Okay, let me leave that one. But anyway, so he told me, he said the court term is going to be this month. And when we send our report, the minister then review and decide. After review, then he will know which one of the cases dropped or which one of the cases that is still pending. But instead, the minister have not done that. He didn't wait for a report, never contacted me, never have any kinds of discussion. He just went on and said he has no clue. So now it looks like it's something like I'm the one making things up. And then he went off again. Oh my goodness. But I'm not going to repeat all of that. If I get him on Saturday, I will, knowing him from the way he was talking, I don't believe he's somebody who can bite his tongue. Unless until from now to Saturday, if what he said, the president going to put them together and have the issue resolved. If the issue is resolved, then maybe it's not going to be like. But if they don't resolve it until Saturday, when we bring it on, it's going to be fireworks. Believe me. So he went off again, and this time it was deeper than that. It was deeper, and so he went on. But I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what he said. I'm not going to repeat those. But he went on to explain to me the process. And then when I went back again to my old self to calm him down, and we went through that process, after one or two times calming him down, he changed. I think then he really calmed down and respected my position as well. That I'm not only somebody who wants to ask journalistic questions, but I'm also a Liberian who seeks the interests of Liberia to be peaceful. And I think he recognized that. And then the last thing he told me before I said, thank you, we'll be in touch with you, was, Mr. Stowe, rest assured, we will do all we can to protect the peace in this country. Individual, we can get upset with one another, but we have an objective. The president has a mandate for us to make sure this country move forward. However, you can understand sometimes people say things or do things that are not necessarily correct with each other. So we have to challenge them from time to time. And then he went on the last ring. And then I said, thank you, I appreciate it. And that was the end of that conversation, folks. So hopefully we will bring him back here on Saturday and we will have a conversation with him. But on a very serious note, the president, as he said, the president have called them, both of them, to have this thing resolved. I hope they do. I hope the president called them and they resolve it, because there are many sedition that don't want Musa Dean in that position. They don't believe he's CDC member. In fact, they believe he's from Unity Party, and that he's a Unity Party holdover, and he has no regard for CDC-led government and things like, which I don't believe. I think Dr. Weir is keeping him in there as a way to show to the international community that we got some serious people in this government as well. Not that the Solicitor General is not serious, but that's my own observation. So we will have the Solicitor General, hopefully. So we will have the Solicitor General. Hopefully, we will have him on Saturday. I'm going to try to make it early Saturday morning, 6 something or so. So at least we will have him give him time to be ready. 6 something your time. Maybe it will be what 6 something. It'll be maybe 5 o'clock. I mean, 6 something your time will be 11 something their time in Liberia. So we'll try to work something where he'll be comfortable with us and be able to talk to us. But it was a very interesting conversation, to say the least. So that's the first section of the show that I have here for you tonight. The second one. The second part of my show tonight is very touching and it's very sad. And that has to do with trust. You know, those of us that have kids, you tell your child, you tell your son, you tell your daughter, you know, if you break the glass, if you break the plate, if you break anything in the house, I ask you, tell me if you did. Yes, I did. If I'm going to whoop you, let me whoop you. If it means for you to die, die. But at least you're truthful. That's what I've always explained to my kids. Be truthful. If you do anything and you know you did it, did you do it? Yes. And let the consequence be whatever it is after that. But when you lie, something happened, or you're not truthful, you're not forthcoming to people who are around you and what have you, just a matter of time and it becomes your reputation. And not you alone that are going to suffer that consequence. Everyone else that are connected with you, they also will suffer that consequence because they believe by them connecting with you and you not being truthful and you're not being forthcoming, you're not being sincere with a lot of things, that perception, of course. So then the thing said, okay, Samson told his friend with this person, so Samson, I don't know where they will be friends. You see where I'm going with this? And so it is with the First Lady. There's a video Mr. Francis Zionso put up this afternoon, and I was able to include it and put it up. I'm going to be showing you here. But it's very sad. It's very sad for this lady, this young lady, to talk about, I mean, she should be happy. She's First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, doing a lot of work. But people don't trust her. People don't believe in things she's doing. And she will express that here very quietly. And I don't believe, because we Liberians, we don't know. We know that Dr. Weir's wife. But how many of you really know who she is? Not many Liberians. But now, because the husband position, she has been thrust into the eyes of many, many Liberians. And now she's also doing her best to do the kinds of things any First Lady would do for the country. But you know how cynical we are, Liberians. Mom, the thing I hear, you're not here, but you hear something. They said, Joe, we went to Kuwait, the Kuwaiti people getting almost $4 million. He came by and gave out to a woman. Huh? Yeah. Oh, then the other person, oh, you're not here. Why? Yeah. He said, oh, something to say. Before you look it all over. But on a very serious note, when Dr. Weir started running for this office, Many Liberians believe in him, except for people like me. When the election time came up, one of the things during the election, my cousin or my brother, you were over there in Liberia running with Liberty Party. I'm a Liberty Party member. Let me introduce myself as such. I will be at that convention, whatever it is that they put in together, I will be there. But anyway, so I used to be in touch with him every day. He said, Samson, we are going to win. One of the things he continued to point out to me, he said, we, Liberty Party or any other party, when you tell your partisan members of the party to say, okay, you don't mean but we want to print out T-shirt, the party have to buy the T-shirt, print them out, and give them out for people to wear. Whereas CDC and Dr. Weah, when they say T-shirt, the children then they go in the street, hustle their money, and buy their own T-shirt, print it out, and wear it. He said because of that, you got thousands of children wearing T-shirts. They themselves print it. They don't have to wait for a party. Person like that, how do you think who's going to win? He's going to win. Because he has the grassroots support. And many Liberians, especially young Liberians. Those of you who are sedition, you know what I'm talking about. Believe in him. He won the election. Trust is not something that can come overnight. Liberians have not seen Dr. Weah in this position before. Liberians have seen Dr. Weah playing football. They have seen Dr. Weah as a senator. They have seen Dr. Weah running campaign for 12 straight years. But they have not had Dr. Weah being trusted with this type of position in the land. And so when he won, this is my opinion, okay? And so when he won the election, people were happy. I was in Liberia when he had the inaugural speech over there at the stadium. I was there. I'm most likely not more than 20 feet away from the podium where he was speaking from, because I was a press man. So they allow us, we are close viewing sight. I was right underneath, they have a big truck bed where they have all of the cameras. Okay, that was on the east side. I would say from facing the stadium where the president, they were talking from the east side. I was right there. But anyway, and so many Liberians enjoyed that speech. And then the president, the next thing, Judge Weah not breaking his house down on 9th Street or some other street in Singo. What happened? What happened to the house? Was it leaking? No. He just broke it down. Oh. Wow. The rumors started flying that he's going to rebuild. Then people started questioning, even if it's an old house, why you can't give it to homeless people? People started questioning. The next thing, they said, Josh, we are building houses now. They're not connecting how and where the money's coming from. They put Judge Weah on top of the country that have control of all of the country resources, including financial resources. He's in charge. Yeah, he is building all of these houses. People are finding it difficult now. The trust level started going down from just not sedition, though, but people who truly, they were not sedition, but they believe that Dr. Weah can produce. And so they voted for him. These people started building doubt with him. Money coming from? How is he getting this money? Okay. Well, the people would say, we have system in this country that will allow people to declare their asset. We'll see where the money coming from. He will declare asset, then we will see where he get the money from. People putting pictures of newspaper clipping where Dr. We are playing boy hero making $9 million a year. So people, okay, well, he still got money, but we'll see the declaration. And he refused. Well, refuse is a strong word. He didn't declare his access for a very long time. And then the rumor started flying. Then the rumor took a legs by itself. And then in the mind of many Liberians, the rumors become real. The trust was gone from many Liberians. And then, and this is why we're in this kinds of mess. Not necessarily the just people been stealing. I found that hard to believe. But then who am I? Samuel Twe, Nathaniel McGay, and the Minister of Information, they started putting their finger to their mouth. People must shut up. Liberian people said, oh, is that it? They got a parliament. They once said, child tell that time, man say, I can't sleep. That child said, I can't sleep too. So the Liberian people started gravitating towards certain members in the society that was going against the devices of Dr. Weah and his people, the way they were treating Liberians. Dr. Weah, he's a footballer. And since you don't go into weight room to train, you got to train on the football field to keep himself in shape. I have no problem. But when they go on the field to play, the very first time they went, they started sinking. CDC, we are the massive, we can't get tighter. You will like all, you don't like all, you must fly something. That the kind of song you always sing with the young government. A country that's coming from war, where there's no trust already against each other. Mother don't trust baby, baby don't trust mother. People die. And now this man, during the war that was putting Liberia on the map, people have trust in him. To say during the war, you didn't come here to help to destroy this country. You help us. You put us on the map. We will give you the state power so you can do the same thing that you used to do. Now people started doubting as to whether he can do it. And those who have the power, those who have the microphone, say, wait a minute. Opportunities here. You know, everything you do, there will be opportunities for some people to take it. So those who have the means of talking for the population, or thinking they're talking for the population, or going through that medium, they pick it up. The rumor that started a few months have taken the lives of his own is now become real in the mind of many Liberians. And Dr. Weah and his people didn't help the situation either. They decided upon themselves. You got people like Eugene Facon, political cartel. You remember that? If this government gonna survive, this government gonna succeed, who's doubting that? Nobody. I used to sing the song here. Y'all be careful. Y'all be careful. Because there will be people that will use any mistake you made and turn it against you. And there were many mistakes that was being made. Whereas people were supposed to have a honeymoon with the new government to say this government is new, and whatever mistake we made, let's give them some breathing room. They refuse now because the government and its people decided they don't want to listen, they don't want to hear it. They will tell you to shut up. Anything you say, forget it. We're in charge now. In fact, the vice president, I played that here, that our time to eat. You don't like it? Too bad, you must move now. We got people who can't eat. That was the mentality they had. What they've forgotten to know is that this is a global community. Anything that happen in Toll Town, something told here in Sacramento, we see it before it go anywhere else. If you sneeze in Montreal here, if you sneeze in Montreal while you on WhatsApp, I will see you sneezing. I will hear you sneezing. But they didn't realize that. So many Liberians that had trust in the government said, we're back to square one. This man would not be able to take us to where we thought we were going to go. They started having doubt. And these doubt turned to real, some hatred. Some feel like, why would you betray us like that? Some feeling like that. We trusted you. And look what's happening. Not too long. Think about it, folks. I'm just bringing these things up because I'm going to be playing this video here tonight of the First Lady. And it's very sad because of the erosion of the trust with the husband. It's affecting her big time. And I will show you. Other people went to this. They seen video, people look at it and were looking at it from a different perspective. Me, on the other hand, I'm looking at it from a human perspective. So that's how I'm going to be approaching it tonight. And in order for me to show you that, I have to show you all of the connection where I believe her struggle is coming from. What is the basis of her struggle as she put it up? And I will show you. So these people, all of a sudden, a whole container. You know what container is? The people here in America, when they're ready to ship cars in a container, and most of the container, they what, maybe about 40 foot long, 12 feet wide. No, not 12 feet wide. 12 feet wide. And they said they got missing, full of money in Liberia. Forget Liberia, in Monrovia, where you would take colorful container that people will not see it, where you would take container when you're coming with money. What kind of people in Liberia can keep secret? Who in Liberia, even the WBB or FBI, whatever in Liberia, do you think they can keep secret? Then they sat there. When the journalists broke this story, instead of them to come out and attack the issue, they decided to attack the journalist. That and this is thing that sedition continue to do, that continue to hurt them. And I will show you here again tonight. Instead of coming out to address the issue that this journalist was talking about, they decide to attack the journalist of being lying, and because he wants certain thing, and because they gave money, blah blah blah. And not long, $16 billion was all over the world newspaper. And Liberia become a laughing stock. In fact, there are many people all over the world. They were when it started rolling, they were not even thinking. They were not separating 16 billion US dollar and 16 billion Liberian dollars. Other people just say 16 billion. 16 billion dollars missing in a country. That's Liberian dollars, of course. But as the story started going, it grew legs of its own, and they shared the title Liberian dollar, and it just says 16 billion. Trust. You don't have to be stealing people money, but as long the trust level for you as an individual dropped, anything you do that have to do with people money or people property or anything that have to do with collective property, any small thing, they mention you. Another thing, before you look, $25 million map out. They didn't know the head and tail. Nobody, in fact, the $16 billion, according to the people that did the report, nothing got missing. But you cannot convince Liberians right now. Go to Total and try and convince my stepmom that if you ain't take the 16 billion that you think she will believe you? No. $25 million business came up. Mapping exercise. No here, no there. They did investigations. They said money, nobody took money. But it is the process itself. They allow people to infect the story with bad story. And instead of coming to rebut the story itself, they decided to attack the messenger, people who were telling them this is what's happening. They forget the substance of the story itself, but then they go to attack the messenger. Trust. It's not there anymore. So now you have the first lady. The first lady of Liberia is now going to tell us in a very, very sad and deeply painful story about what she's doing. And you will hear her. She said it's exciting me for me to hear people saying that I'm doing. Why did she call God's name? Why in God's name that I would siphon, and I'm paraphrasing of course, siphon dollars from poor people in Liberia to benefit myself. You can tell from her facial expression that the pain, in as much as she's trying her best to do things for Liberians, young Liberians, people don't trust her. People think that the money for the country, that people supposed to go somewhere else for school and things, they give it to her. Because the people, those who supposed to approach these things from the beginning, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. They decide they want to attack the messenger, find enemy of the state. And here are some of the example here of how, if you're not careful to allow the trust people put in you to erode away. You listen to Money by Money tape. Trust. If you sit there and let the trust get away from you, you got serious issue. Yeah, CDC, they got the numbers. They can bamboozle anybody into anything because they got the numbers. You can't challenge them. You challenge them electronically, they will beat you. So they got the number in the House of Representatives. They got the numbers. Who's going to stand up to challenge anything? You can't. But that's not the point. You got the number, but the Liberian people have the way of trying to make things that you're trying to do, make it as much miserable as possible. While you trying your best to improve the living condition of Liberians, they're not even looking at it. Because they passed that stage. Every little thing that you try to do, they question it. The government said they have gas in Liberia, people are still in line. Trust is what really killing this government. If the people in Liberia have trust for the government, and then the gas station people say, oh, we ain't got gas, and the government said there's gas, the gas station people will know Liberian people will not buy for nonsense they're putting up. There will be gas. But because people don't trust you, so you say no gas. The gas station people say we don't get gas. Then you say there's a gas. Now who's going to show you? The Liberian government are going to show that there's gas. How do you do that? You're not an importer. And the importing company, when they come, you take your cut. People come in to do business, you take cut, and these are some of the things I'm talking about. So you don't have the man now, you don't have the kahuna to stand up and be truthful because you have to compromise yourself. Trust can be deadly. You don't have to die. Don't tell me, oh, the people don't care. No, these people care. All of them, Nathaniel McGill, the Samuel Tuer, all of these people, they care because if then they won't be in those positions. They struggle hard to get those positions. They care for their reputation. But many of them have compromised themselves, my opinion. And so let me play the First Lady video here, folks, for you here this evening. Samson told Labron Paborito, let's play the First Lady video and listen to it very keenly. Very keenly. It's sorrowful, very sorrowful, very sad for the First Lady of Liberia, who's supposed to now enjoy herself, not necessarily enjoying the money and things like that, but go places where people will welcome her. They do that now, but with a different eyes. They extend one hand and the other hand don't trust to go to her. When they go like they to wrap their arm around her to greet her, they throw themselves way back here. They trust. Let's listen to her, folks. It's sad though. Let's listen. Samson told Labron Pub Radio.
There are some people who are out there thinking, oh, the First Lady is using the country's money she's doing. Where exactly are you taking this money from? Who's funding the project?
It even hurts me when you say that, because I know they don't know who I am. They just probably see me as George Weah's wife, somebody who's trying to exploit the system. But quite honestly, I have to thank the Liberian society, the Liberian business who have donated me. And these people know for themselves that they've been supporting the Clara Hope Foundation, and they can see the fruit of where the fruit of their money is going. I go out and I try to, the government is very good, let me say, in trying to give us funds for the First Lady's office. But in trying to build this dream of mine, what I'm allotted to the First Lady's office cannot do this. It cannot do this. So I just want the people who are criticizing, I won't let that stop me though, the people who are criticizing to understand that these are money that I go out and I ask for help. These are money that are being given to me by the Liberian people to help in their community. These are money that are being given by the businesses within our community. We have had functions, we have had galas in terms of raising funds. I think the society knows that, you know, so it hurts me sometimes that I have to justify this, and it makes me feel sad, but it's disheartening, you know, that people would actually feel that I would take whatever the government gives me for the First Lady's office, because there's so many things we're doing for the First Lady's office. There's so many things we're doing. We're feeding the elderly, we're taking care of the orphanages, we're taking care of schools, we're giving scholarships from the First Lady's office. That's where the money's going to. My foundation, it's just, this is for the Liberian people, it's not for me. School will be free for our children. There's no cost linked to the 200 plus children that we're hoping to take in once the doors are open. There's no cost. So this is not benefiting me anyhow. I just want you to know that. I'm happy to do it, and I won't let the criticism of people stop me from doing what I want to do. Some people say, why am I being a humanitarian now? Why didn't I do that before? I'm doing something that most First Ladies of any nation want to do to improve the lives of the people in the community that they represent. I love Liberia, and I hope they'll love me back too. I'm a Liberian. I want to help our children succeed, you know, and I hope that in time when I am no longer here, someone can say, this is what Clara Weah did. This is why we elected George Weah as the president. This is what I'm doing to help my husband as well, because if it weren't for him, I would not be here. So I am forever grateful for what God has blessed me with, and with that blessing, I'm using everything in my power to do what I think is right, and that is to go out and ask for help as much as I can. It's bestowed on me to do that, to ask for help as much as I can and use that help to do something like this within our community, to build a home for the elderly. It's been done through my foundation. So I feel sad when people say the government is, our economy is not well. So I am one person who would never, never approve of taking money from the government to benefit myself. I don't get paid as a first lady, and I'm happy to do the job that I'm given to do. So I ask all Liberians to support what is going up. You can come here, you can take a look at it. It's such a beautiful thing for our children, for our women in the marketplace. This is where your children could possibly end up. So don't overlook the work that I'm doing. It's all in the interest of Liberia and the Liberian people. Thank you.
There you have it. I'm one person, she says, who would never, never approve of taking money from the government to benefit myself. It's, like I said, it's very sad. Why Liberians continue to question her motives? They don't know her that well, but they trust. They trust from the government. The trust from the government, from the leadership, has eroded so much that it becomes to affect those around them. The people are now so cynical with this whole thing. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe what she have to say. Because of one instances of not one, but many, many instances of trust being eroded from this president. Is there any of you, anyone among you here tonight, that won't look at this thing and feel bad and feel sad that the First Lady will come to explain herself where she gets the money from? She's not explaining she got the money to build her houses and things that she's explaining she got the money to build houses for all people back in Liberia. We don't know we don't know which one of our parents are going to live in those places. But because we don't trust it. You don't trust it. So these are some of the things that I continue to ask the government. Because if you make one mistake, it follows you. It doesn't matter whether you're president or what have you. And the worst of all, these people refuse to explain. This is a country. It's not a village. It's not a town. It's not a house. There are many, many Liberians that have diverse view. There are many, many Liberians, stupid people like me. We there. How you will deal with us? They won't come here begging, well, not begging, but pretty much pleading and showing her sincerity that she will not steal from the people. Do you believe her? And if you don't, how's that come about? You don't know her. When was the last time you heard where she was living before marrying to Dr. Weir, or where she was living before coming to Liberia, that she misused people's money? You heard that before? No. So if Dr. Weir have established the trust relationship with the Liberian people, like it was from the beginning, you won't question her. You won't question her. You will have doubt from time to time, but when she said, look, this is where I get my money from, you're not going to say, oh, let me think about it. So this is some of the reason why. This is the reason why I continue to say, whatever you do, it follows you. It might not be you, but if you do good today, you might not get the pay right away, but down the line. Have you had this kind of experience? Somehow you need something badly, and then God provide for you, and you get it. You think God giving you right now because you're handsome? Francine told you handsome, that's what God giving you? No. Something somewhere down the line that some relative, somebody who is connected to me, have done something to somebody that is good. Instead of that person being paid, God is now rewarding your offspring for what you have done. And you might not believe it, but that's okay. I believe that. But this is about trust. It's about trust, my brothers and sisters. I will now open the line, and then we can have a conversation. Tell me what I'm saying here tonight that is not right. Let me know. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Let me make sure first that my stuff is charged. Yeah, it is charged, but I mean being connected so you can call me direct and express yourself, and let's see how far we go, because this is what I truly believe, and I believe that okay, we're connected. Give me a call, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Let's see how far we're gonna go with that. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Mr. So, thank you for calling. What's on your mind?
Mr. Liberal Progressive, good evening.
Thank you.
Look, here is the deal. No matter what it is, whether she wears plain glasses, whether she wears dyed glasses, the Liberian people need to know what the money, where the money is coming from, and who are giving the money. Who are the Liberian people giving the money? The ministers, the directors, the same very people who are Liberian people still have problems. They are not being accounted for. So it's not anything for me personally to empathize with her. She just needs to come clean with the record where she getting this money from. Obviously, being in that position, you will go on the radar. So other people see her as a conflict of interest as to what she's doing, considering what is unfolding in the country. It is a good thing, but it doesn't mean whether somebody doing good thing, whether my pa or my mom will go in that bidding, whatever it is, or anybody can be beneficiary. That is okay. But we need to know out of transparency. Why? Because the economy and the people feel their government is not treating them right. And she, as the first lady, for million or some more dollars to be allocated, and people that are giving the money, the Liberian people, why she couldn't call the Liberian people that are giving the money? It's the same minister of government. It's the same people who continue to financially abuse the country, the resources. So I don't think it is not yet enough. She needs to open her book. We need to know the donors. Who are those donors? Are they out of the country? Are there some donors out of the country? And if so, where that money is coming from? Look, it happens here in the same thing. And when it happens here, people will talk. All right? They just need to be a little bit transparent. Don't get me wrong. Having a foundation to help out is good. But it also must accompany accountability and transparency. So that's all the people want. Simple as it is.
Yeah, but Mr. So, don't you somehow sympathize with her position in as much as you like to see all of the documentation and what have you?
Journalist, this is where you liberal people, liberal men like you, this is how you guys behave. I'm not going to sympathize with her because TS might be running down. My job is to get to the bottom of the issues and investigate and find out the truth. And my job is to throw it out there. So there's nothing like a sympathy with her, no matter how she explained it. Let her just open her books, who the donors are, where the money is coming from, and let her, they have not even made it clear. It's been reported that government is giving her money. Yes, she's saying government is not giving her money. At the same time, is the government, she's saying that government is up. How much is the government giving? I don't think that's just the surface we know. We need to know the in-depth of it.
She didn't say government not giving her money, but my position, my point here, and you're quite right, I'm a liberal, and as a result, as a liberal, we have feelings, unlike you conservatives have no feeling for nobody whatsoever.
Yeah,
you throw the
have feelings,
no, you don't. You don't. No, we don't compromise. No, there's no compromise here.
That's the problem.
No,
you. So I see tears rolling down your eyes because Madam Claria is not talking. First of all, she's not talking now, so now you are agreeing with people bashing her or people talking her. Look, it is a public office. I would not agree with people insulting her, but the issue of people asking tough questions for the sake of
I'm not disputing that, and I'm not discounting people to ask questions. My point is the trust. They don't trust the whole system that her husband is having, because the husband had trust the people place in him. Well, I understand that. That's why
she needs to tell her husband to get the right thing done and let her have an open book for transparency's sake, and it will put to a rest. She's a professional woman, don't get me wrong. I guess she has some of her own money before, but if that's something she invests in, or they are friends overseas in the USA, Europe, other parts of the world that are investing into an initiative, that's great. So then she needs to come clean where she will have an open book to the media to put a rest to this year. But once she can't do it, just to come out there.
What do you mean by come clean? She already did. I'm not even disputing everything you're saying. If she's going to call it a foundation, whatever the rules, the law of the land call for a foundation to operate, she's going to apply. She's going to abide by those. I have no question. My point tonight is that I feel for her. I sympathize with her position, because now many Liberians forget about the following the rules, but that they don't trust the process that she found herself in, operating on it, and because of the trust that is being eroded from the president and his people, and now it's also
who happens to be a husband.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the point that I'm making. So first of all, I'm asking you to sympathize with her position. I'm not saying that you should then give up your position of trying to question her where the money comes from. That's not the point. But first of all, as a human being, which you conservatively don't seem to be anymore, you have to sympathize with her position as a human being.
Yeah, it's nothing. Nobody is causing her. Nobody is killing her. So I see anything to sympathize with.
Okay.
What I'm interested in knowing is for her to get a clean book and come to say, hey, this is how I started my foundation to the government of Liberia. If Jefferson Koji and Natalia Maggie is some you to it and giving thousands of dollars, and for me to come to see and sympathize with them, then I want to know where are they getting that money for. That's a serious conflict of interest until she can make it publicly known as much. Whatever project that she's involved in is in Liberia. Liberia will be beneficiary, but it's time for us to have every book and stuff in check, Mr. Libero.
Thank you. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
And there you have it. The CEO of LPR is now willing to sympathize with her position, and I'm not questioning that. He has the right to say where's the money coming from. And if he's saying even Jefferson Kochi and other people making contributions, where do they get their money from? Because can they make that type of contribution, say 3 years ago? Those are kinds of things that people tend to have in mind. Liberia is no longer your hidden society. And so when you get involved in these things, you have to be truthful. And if you're not, and think that you're going to throw your numbers around at CDC and sedition, yeah, you can do it. However, there will be people that will continue to question. And that's exactly what we're having right now. Like I said, I feel for her. I sympathize with her because she's there trying to do the best. In fact, you heard her that businesses in Liberia give contribution for her to do the kind of work that she's doing. And the government is also contributing. She also stated that. Now, other people are saying, and you heard the CEO of LPR, let her show the book. Open your book. I'm not concerned with that. You can ask that. But first, as a human being, let us first sympathize with her position, which was brought upon by, my opinion, by the husband not having the trust people used to have in him. So people are saying, well, if the husband he's not even telling her how you got your money to build all the houses and things, then how sure are we that where you're doing the money? How do you get your money? So that's fine, but I'm just saying, as a lady, first of all, as the First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, who was trying her best and not using the money to go buy $15,000 bag to put on her shoulder and go buy Gucci bag and things like that. That whatever money it is, I'm not questioning anybody feelings about the money, where the money comes from. Yeah, you have the right to do that. But my thing is, whatever little money that she's getting, at least we can see some tangible result in Liberia. So let us put aside politics for once and let's gravitate towards praising this lady who, you don't have to follow me. I'm just saying, praising this lady who's using whatever money it is. However the money is contributed to her, she's using that same money to build something tangible. And you heard her. When I'm gone tomorrow, people will say, Claire, we did this. So let's come from that perspective and see if we can agree on that. Give me a call, Samson to LeBron Public. My number is up there, and I'm not going to be here that long tonight because Wednesday evening, of course, we will be back on Friday and Saturday. I hope to convince the Solicitor General to join us so that we can have some juicy conversation. Samson to LeBron Public. Let's entertain ourselves while we're waiting for your phone call. Okay, folks, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. We're going to be here for another, let me see what time. Samson to, you got watch on day looking for time. You need to go back to total, man. You don't blow in your America, man. Not business here. It's about 9:20, 26 in the East Coast, 6:20 something here, Sacramento time. I'm going to be here for about 5 more minutes and we'll call it quit for the night. But on a very serious note, the point here, again tonight, about Madam Weah, the First Lady, it is not about me trying to say that she should not disclose her donor base and what have you. That's not the point that I'm making. I'm saying that all of these questions about the donor base and what have you, how much money, who's getting the money, and what, all these questions comes about because of lack of trust. in the system on which she operates. And the fact that she operating on the system that people have no trust in. And so people are asking these questions, not necessarily to degrade. They have the reason to ask these questions. Because as I stated, as I pointed out to you earlier, from the beginning, the trust level for Dr. Weah was high. Nobody was questioning his ability to lead. Nobody was questioning his ability to fight corruption, because those are things that he talks about running campaign. Corruption have no place in Liberia as under his leadership. And the appearance of corruption, it might not even be factual, to be honest with you. But the perception that the people have, it's what Dr. Weah, for him, my opinion, the next 3 to 4 years, whatever time he has left, for him to be credible, truly credible in the eyes of many, many Liberians, my opinion, he's going to have to talk about the houses that he built. And I give way out the other day from my own suspicion and everything else. I lay it out here. I didn't put the whole thing to his doorstep. I put the whole building, those buildings, I put the money and everything that continue to corrupt our system. I put it into the doorstep of many Lebanese in Liberia. But that's my explanation. I'm not Dr. Weah. Many people there, when I spoke about it, people don't even believe me anyway. So we'll see it when you can prove it. I can't prove that. I'm just speculating. But Dr. We are going to have to, for him to be truly credible in the eyes of many Liberians. The prospect that he used to enjoy before, he's going to have to explain the money for him to have pretty much overnight success of buildings. He's going to have to explain and bring some transparency when it comes to access declaration. If it's nothing there to hide. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
Good evening, Mr. Toll. This is Sam calling from Massachusetts.
Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind, Sam?
I just, wanted to add one or two things, to your show, and also, to comment on the last caller, especially was to try, to influence or to tell, the public that this lady had her own money and she whatever she had, she trying to do things for the Liberian people. I just wanted to tell, people that I've not seen anybody in Liberia that have their own money to do things for the Liberian people free of charge. If you have your own money, you're not going to wait until you get into power before you try to do things for Liberian people for them to know. I kept on hearing people saying that Georgia was rich, he has money. But when Georgia was rich, he had money. I never saw what Georgia did, not the white. So for us to be, sometimes be brainwashed by this saying, I just feel that, it's a petty talk, for people who don't understand. If Clive Weah have money, that's fine for Clive Weah. But Clive Weah didn't do anything for the Liberian people. Even when Clive Weah came to Liberia, he was not even, it was not known to certain people. She was kept, in a low hotel, for some time, and then she had to leave, back and forth. If the government of Liberia decide, to put money in the budget to say they're giving it to Clive Weah, all we want to do is, it's a precedent that, Georgia is trying, to set. Because other presidents, I didn't see it during Samuel Kanyando's time. They could have made it for Nancy Doe, but we didn't hear that. Now that we see it, and during Ellen time or during Charles Taylor's time. So if it's a precedent, I just wanted for them to make it in law, let people know it now. And for it to be a public record so that anybody come, they can go and audit it, get out of it. Because if whatsoever she tried to do, I see that there's so many ways that she can raise money. She can use her own influence, and she will have people, to tap in, into whatever project she want to do. We don't have to put money in the budget to do that. I strongly believe people have been tapping in there. So it's a little bit confusing as to what she's doing and whatsoever we want to do, in terms of the first lady is trying to carry on this project, business people, trying to help into it. How do we account for it? Is my concern. So
but they have not had Dr. We are being trusted with this type of position.
I would just take my answer off the air and listen to whoever want to call back. Bye.
Thank you, my brother. I mean, your point is well in place. I mean, those are concerns that many of you have, and I'm not discounting those concerns either. The only point that I'm trying to make here is that the issue of her not doing things, and she addressed that. When she said, when I asked that she was not doing something before coming to this office and what have you, she addressed that. She said that there were things that she couldn't do. I mean, the first thing, there's no money and there's no name. That's the first thing. And second thing is, even if she had money at the time, how many of us in a diaspora that are going home right now building homes for homeless? Every one of us trying to do things for our own people, for ourselves. I'm not going to leave, to be honest with you, leave from here right now and go build houses for people to live in Montreal free of charge. What do I get that kind of money from? And even if I do, what can I do in town? And that's the kind of mentality we all have. And I'm not alone in this. But the point that I want everybody to understand here tonight, I'm not defending her. And I'm not defending the position she's in. I'm not defending the resources that she's using. That's not my topic here tonight. My topic is about trust. Trust in a sense that because people continue, if Dr. Weir had not done the kinds of things that people suspect and perceive to have been done by him and his people in terms of money, financial resources and things like that. $16 billion, $25 billion. Nobody knows the hairs and tails according to Liberians. If Dr. Weir has been like someone that take 5 cents from the bank, he say, yeah, your money, yo, this is what I do know. They don't go borrow from, go borrow donor money. They don't go and borrow from central bank. Those kinds of little things that perhaps they were not doing with some sort of a hidden agenda, but because they were not being truthful. Or let me rephrase that, not truthful, but because they just been condescending in their position, in their explanation, in their duty as head of Liberian agency. But because they have no respect for any of us, so they don't care to explain to people. So the fact that Liberians feel, okay, you're not explaining to me, that's fine. But these are the kinds of results that you get at the end, where a first lady will want to come out and do this, and people have questioning the resource that is being used. Where do you get it from? And I'm just saying that's just lack of trust. Lack of trust. So I will say thank you, folks. Please tune in tomorrow for Mr. Soul Show. He will be here giving you some wonderful thing. We will work on other stuff. We're trying to get in touch with the Minister of Public Work, who happen to be an engineer, by the way, and hopefully we'll get him on here as well. And I will hope that he will come on my show. So our people say, "Queen can eat iron." Engineer must say, "Engineer too." So two engineer got to talk engineer thing, then we understand what engineer want. You see what I say? So anyway, folks, we're working on a lot of things here, but I just want, first, the two topics I talk about here tonight. The other one, we're going to try to wrap it up on Saturday by inviting the Solicitor General, who will hopefully will tell, and I hope by that time that all of the issue has been resolved, because if not, folks, when you turn in Saturday, if the issue has, the president resolved the issue in America on here Saturday, open yourself up. Go and get yourself a sit down in your house, in your bar, in your house on a Saturday afternoon, because you truly will enjoy the show. It's going to be fireworks, to be honest with you. So anyhow, we say thank you very much. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. Those of you, not that you don't have anything to do on a Wednesday afternoon, that you got to turn into the man from Town that can't even speak good English, can't read nothing, can't write nothing, don't know nothing, but you stay tuned into him. We say thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Let us continue to pray for one another on a very serious note. Prayer will help. And don't do bad things to people, because they don't end well. If you don't get it now, you will, somebody somewhere will get it later. Do good. Always do good, so that good that you do today will follow you tomorrow. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you very much. And I'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful evening. Please stay safe out there. Let us meet Friday afternoon to Mr. Soul Show tomorrow. And please join me again Friday afternoon, where we will bring you some more wonderful news and everything else that will be in between. Thank you and good night.
T'as des tomates et t'as des jeunes. Mais le bon Dieu là, le bon Dieu là, voilà le bon Dieu là, le bon Dieu là, le bon puissant Dieu là, le bon Dieu là, le bon second, oh le Dieu est bien, ah le Dieu est bien, Sylvie.
bonje che ada nyongba na mo so ina yo pela juru awa o ya luigi bote wa o pela nyoma jago mu luigi bote wa o atati bote wa o ora nyoma pa we de mo ona te gbore la tu wa so we nu ni were nígbà so en so go ta mu fe o to di ke fe ma de sorry